Okay, guess this is gonna work. And it looks like it is. So I'd already started doing some testing here this morning. I forgot to turn this on, but definitely having the extension .crt seems to matter with the behavior. Not in a way that super matters, but um, why can't I delete these here? Anyway, so I got it to work on Android. Initially, it was not really working. Um, but it turns out that's because I have the VPN on, which I guess I did. Was that the same problem with this? I can't believe I can't remember that now. Well, I've got the VPN on right now. Oh no, it was that the Chrome did not have access to the local network or whatever that shit was. Which is kind of interesting question, I guess. Um, but so what I've been thinking about then is what to do about this whole situation. So that means Android is working. Mac, I guess Windows probably works. You can't have a VPN on. Or I wonder if I have the. Although I have my VPN on a Mac OS, and the VPN is on the what do you call it? On this Linux VM, also has WireGuard running. So MDNS definitely can work there. So I'm thinking when I look into my VPN settings that I'm guessing I don't. Oh, I have allowed IPs. Oh no, I have exclude private IPs. I think that actually means um, yeah, so this is blocking access to the local network right now, which that's oh no, no, no. Wait. No. Uh, don't know why. It seems like this exclude IPs is not doing the right thing. Yeah, that didn't make any difference. Wait. Oh, exclude is still on because I didn't hit save. Failed. So that doesn't seem to matter. Oh, Yeah, because also I'm looking at my Android right now, but I did. Um, I don't know. It doesn't seem to work when you've got the VPN on, regardless of what I do. So I don't know. There's some sort of whatever. That's small edge case, I guess. With the VPN, you're going to tend to not get the correct name resolution, I think is the issue. Although I just wasn't seemingly able to put in the IP address. So yeah, I think it's just a VPN issue. So Android would work, iOS should work. I haven't tested it, but um, so I guess that part is all okay and fine. I'm not gonna try Windows because I don't care really. Um, and I was able to install the certificate. Um, Although annoyingly, you have to like go into settings and go to find the whole like CA certificate thing and then install it. It's the way the UI is kind of annoying, but it does actually work in the end. It still has a similar issue where um, you put on. Why is this not working now? Fuck me. Oh, what the hell? So it still has the issue where you're a first timer and you come in and you uh um and then you accept the little unsafe thing and proceed and then download the certificate and then uh it'll give this weird state where it's saying that it's kind of okay but there's some sort of problem, and that's just because it's still using that accepted so I don't know what to do about, you basically have to restart the browser to get it to abandon that, and it's unfortunate, um but that's something that could be worked out if this whole thing works out. So so it's the question about this host name scenario. um uh, Oh, so I should actually be able to test this then. So if I turn off, uh, so the thing should not work right now. I should be able to turn off my VPN and use my phone camera to look at that QR code, hit the thing, and it all worked. Of course, I'd already added the certificate. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to do all that. So put this just over here with just cert. It I do feel like it should be easily findable and a very public sort of thing. Maybe I'll just try that and see how I go. Oh, there is a problem though when you get narrow, too narrow. You can only have so many things up there on a phone. So, hmm, hmm. Oh man, black sails when the two guys are accused of stealing food, and then Flint shoots one of them, and then the other one thinks they're free, but then Flint just repacks the pistol right in front of him, shoots him. Oh, so they just both died. That's a roller coaster of emotions. Oh, I'm safe. Oh, wait, what's he doing there? He's reloading the gun. I'm still chained up. So the default need should be this, because the other problem is the default with localhost is just a non-starter because uh because you can't use that for a certificate anyway, like with localhost, plus all the other issues around that. So the default needs to be different. And I don't know that I should have to do this. Um, I mean, this right here is probably not necessary or good. Because I feel like the main web, it should be in main web somehow. So if Well, oh, I'm doing if the and the base URL is empty, then I create. Oh, okay, that's different. Um, right. Sure, like you wouldn't ever use this. I think this actually needs to be like this. I mean, it's only ever called there, and you shouldn't be on that, I don't think. Because look at all this other stuff going on in main web. Uh, yeah, so I just always assume that there's actually a value being set in the host name, but I don't think that's right at all. I think that if empty blob, the host name is empty, then you have to set it to something. Um, but also host name could have been just completely null, which I think is actually probably gonna do. I don't want to do. So if there's nothing in here, if the host name is empty, if we haven't allocated anything, then this will be that. Um, so host name at this point would definitely not be null. And if it's empty, then we have to do something like this. And I think, I mean, that should just not even be possible to. So this will be, wait, oh, external host name is not even a thing. So it's virtual host now, so I can just delete this. Uh, yeah, the thing about the C names or whatever. So really, I just want, if you're gonna have multiple thing hosts or whatever on here, you would just have multiple different ports. But still, the point is, we're not really gonna do that. Uh, supported. Remember, you've got to have an IP address per machine, per instance, or whatever, in order for the SSL to work securely or TLS. So you have to. So basically, this entire idea of the virtual host is possibly irrelevant. Um, but it really wasn't. It's really more just what's the name of the thing you're gonna search for. And I feel like I should just change it to host as well. Oh, this isn't even like a define anywhere. Um, so I don't think so. We're still passing a port here, which should work, but hmm. So it should be like this. Port you read in 8443. I guess what I no, no, you can't. I was gonna say I guess I could make that. I guess you could change this actually, and you do this as the thing. I mean, I think that would work, right? Oh yeah, still haven't done that. So I don't know. Oh, this seems problematic. Oh no, do we not have a? Huh. I mean, I don't see how you're not gonna have that. So, huh. Yeah, that's what do they call? So it's this thing. Uh, what am I? Where's the? What is the include? Oh, uh, get host name. Oh, they don't. Whoops. What the fuck? Uh, I think what is the return on success? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Can't actually do that. Oh, you can't. No, you're not returning anything out of that. How? Oh. If we succeeded here, then hostname size equals. Null terminated hostname. If the hostname is too large, then the name is truncated and no error is. This has got to be. You got to be kidding me. Linux C API get hostname. Enlist standard. Mm-hmm. I was. Hostname max. This is fucking insane. Is that on purpose? I mean, it's a dead fucking whale. There's gonna be all kind of shit there. And you get a free ride. Why are you not working to wrap it around more or whatever? You name. Current kernel. Oh yeah. So what? Yeah, you also they're like catching a shark on black sails, and it's like you also have to worry about getting the shark that you've punctured out of the water and dead before it eats you, and before any of the other sharks eat it. I don't know if that shark would feed a whole crew though. But there's more sharks there, so I don't know why they would just want to eat that one and then continue to come back and catch as many as they can, would they? Currently version hardware architecture. Yeah, no, I was no. Oh, what was the thing? Uh, where's the thing about reading Proxys kernel host name? So I'm not gonna use this jank as fuck get host name. Instead, it's struct UTS name. What does UTS stand for? So this is, I guess, just reading. I don't know, whatever. Name. Um. I don't know. Anyway, so you call this thing with UTS So that happens. So you get the thing. So I guess this is not actually networking either, so I can just not worry about that. Yeah, and all that stuff is already there. Although we may want that eventually, but I guess the point I'm trying to ramble on to is that you oh wait. Oh, you gotta have UTS name. Fuck. I assume this is on like Mac OS too, probably. Two and three are different on man for Mac OS and Linux. Oh my god, of course they say they include sys UTS name instead of. Oh no, both of them say that. We also want this. So if this fails for whatever reason, and all they have to do, so if that doesn't fail, if mm, so we do add C string blob, I think is what the thing is, and you do UTS dot node name. Yeah, yeah. Um, if ends with blah. I don't know that this is the correct thing, but not if it doesn't ends with the suffix, then add the suffix. Uh, where was I actually? Oh, here we go. So if the host name is empty, oh crap a doodle. Can't put this in here because of that. All right, fine. Let's do this again. Maybe it's better. And then it won't matter. It's the other obvious problem, but whatever. Um, why is this not working? No, because that is ridiculous nonsense there. So we've got local host in there. And that is because I did this. And now it is just totally blank right there. That's in Maine. This is not happening at all. Eh. Oh, so config web hostname is empty right here, which is what it should be. And why is that not saying that it is? Oh, because these are logged. It looks empty, but so a bunch of stuff happens. Question is why it's not, this is not going through. I just set the default to that. So the host name actually has a value, but it should be empty. And we're not getting anything, it doesn't look like. Oh, wait, actually it did print it out there. I'm just blind. It just didn't get in. Oh, this is logged before that. So that's confusing. So actually, does that mean it did work? So it did work. We got the host name. It looks like this. Problem is that this is printed out where that is printed out. And that should not be that way. I think I should be logging it here after we do a knit. So these. So those should be something at that point. No. And yeah. Oh, I guess I didn't. What one of the other things? You got the OS. Okay, so this does appear to be working. It does. It knows that's the name. The other scenario is that we don't do this. Oh. Oh no. Is that another issue with some stupid shit? This right here. URL dev? What in the fuck is. What is that? What? It's the base URL. This should not be here. This should be in the init code, right? Like, why is all of this not in the init code? All the way to right here, actually. Yeah, that seems wrong. Yeah, so this other stuff needs to move into the init code. This seems to work fine or whatever. And that'll probably work on Mac OS. And machine. Right. Although I don't think this is right. But I need to test it with not being there. We get a value out of here. This is clearly commented out. That's clearly whatever. Uh, what the fuck? Ugh. Oh, wait. Is that correct? Oh, interesting. Hmm. See, I think that's why this exists, because most of the time you this is the different check, but whatever. So this would not fail, and it would show 0 for it not being valid. So that definitely works, but I want this to still work, I think. Although I don't think this should not be configured this way either. This should just be null, period. Don't even fuck around about claiming that this should be a thing. Same with this. Um, so our port, yeah, so okay. All of this stuff here, we're gonna have to move into a init. And what the fuck? Am I actually configuring that somewhere? Oh yeah. Yeah, because there's still like this the way this panned out, like there's still too much I don't know. Like I feel like yeah, I don't know. It just feels like that's wrong. Port. Do I do anything at all about the port? I think I also expanded this stuff sort of after the fact. So if if config port is 0, then config port equals a, that is the default port. And that even has less issue with the thing. And we got the right thing there. No. So this doesn't have to be here. Yeah, so it works there. Interestingly, and this was what I was thinking about. You just can't like this. There's, I don't think any of these web browsers have like the MDNS service browser. It's a thing, maybe on Safari. But yeah, you sure. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that really. A lot of this, we gotta go pass on shit. Okay, so that should all be fine. This is getting a default port, default host name. The certificate is the correct thing. Uh, so if I had an actual host name that I can figure in there, that would work differently. Yeah, it's got to be easier. Oh, right. So I need to. It's this right here that's a problem. Now that the thing is set later, so I don't think. Yeah, we have some defaults that we're putting in. I think this is okay. So really this line should be below here, right? Because in worker is just a local thing. Uh, this backlog. Yeah, so this could be down here too. So I think all this we can just move to here. Probably in here. At this point, the host name has to be valid. So if the base URL is whatever, then we've in the host port, the host and port have been done. That should all be okay. I am really not sure what that is or where to find that. Prod use and no port. Well, that's not entirely true. uh, HTTPS and no port. Dev mode. So whatever that is, why is it URL dev? Whatever, doesn't matter because it's all in there now. It goes to this, come out of there. We got a hostname port, blah 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 blah. It does whatever the fuck that is with the host name, and of course it's not working because these are whatever. I'm just gonna put it here just cause whatever. Okay, we have the hosting of the thing. Yeah, okay, that's all fine. What I was thinking about was that okay, good, it's actually recording. I thought I was just talking to myself for a minute. I mean, technically I am because nobody's watching, but um some sort of spamming messages on here or something. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what that means. Uh, Somebody actually posted some comments, but then the message says retracted, so I don't know what that means. Looks like it's probably a spam channel. I don't know. Anyway, um, fuck was I doing? So yeah, I gotta eat now. Um, I guess the whole thing is like, yeah, you just have to assume that it's whatever the host name is whatever the thing is, and that's what the certificate's going to be created with, that host name. You can override it with the virtual host thing if that was a thing that you're into. Um, which I think mostly I'm going to try to have scenarios where the host name is the actual name for the machine, which also leads to some clarity. Um, since mostly the goal is to not be behind any sort of proxy, reverse proxy TLS terminator. So, right. Um, yeah. So, yeah. So I don't know if there's any value in that whole like setting up an HTTPS MDNS service config. I think if any MDNS thing's gonna happen, it would be to just fucking raw dog it and listen. Like the whole thing with integrating with the VAI seems completely pointless. Um, it seems like a total pain in the ass, and it would be easier to just listen for the like limited stuff on a UDP port or whatever it is. It's broadcast, so I don't know why that would fucking matter. I assume you can have multiple UDP listeners on a broad multicast or whatever IP address. So yeah, if anything, it would just be raw dogging it. We're not gonna waste time with the Vahi and all that bullshit. I'm not. I mean, I don't even understand what all that was about. Like, where you gotta, if you're doing the CNAME thing, you gotta continuously have this thing, some script running to like do all this stuff. Whereas, like, seemingly, I just gotta respond if if somebody asks for the name, I gotta respond with my answer that it's me. Like, what the fuck else needs to happen there? Like, what is all this other shit? Or if it's asking for the type, like, this seems like a trivial amount of code. Um, oh, let's just see. MDNS C single file, single header file. I don't know what, yeah, here you go. Interestingly, this is different from the first search result. It's the second search result. Oh, this says C++. What a dick. So actually, this first result is bad. Right. Yeah, this actually maybe even more than is needed. Man, how big is this? 44 kilobytes, 1,000 lines. Uh, Wait, how did I get off into this? Um, you gotta have CMake on here. No. Would have been better if this was called test.c, because that is, or something, MDNS test. It's a little confusing, but whatever, it does not matter. Because I initially was thinking that was the implementation file. So the question is, see, uh, no, service. Yeah, here we go. What? Hmm. Uh, See, even this seems way more. Like, I think mine is just like, hey, just return this one fucking thing. Like, I just have a fixed response, and you send that out when it comes. Like, I don't even think there's worth it to look at this. Yeah, we got all this, like, parsing shit in here. Parsing A's. Yeah, oh, yeah, you gotta do all this parsing because you're, yeah, because you're supporting all this other stuff that I don't care about. Should I care about? I mean, I guess in theory, I don't know. Like I feel what? Huh. Is this the same thing from there? Okay, stop thinking about that bullshit like it matters. We got the host name. We're not gonna do that, whatever. We are working. I don't think the read is actually failing here. I think that's spurious. So all that might be better. I gotta eat. I should probably do some committing of some of this stuff. You'd have to use the virtual host if you were using. Uh, yeah, right. Anyway, okay. I was just thinking that if you're doing like a Kubernetes Docker situation, you're just gonna have to do um, you're probably going to be putting these on different ports or something. Um, Different ports or different back end machines, and you have some sort of load balancer in front. If you're in that scenario, you would still actually be using these self generated things. You might do something different though for generating the signing key. Oh, we still need to fix that whole password thing. Um, Although for the password for the P12 file to be valid, or you got to actually have the file as well. So just knowing the password doesn't entirely help you. Um, but the password needs to be different anyway. Um, okay. But yeah, I need to focus on prioritizing that you're running this on a standalone VM that you just launch on the internet. However, it's a VM, not a Docker container or whatnot. Um, yeah, right. I don't. Okay, I gotta eat. It's time to eat.